I am going to die on this Anne Boleyn hill, so help me. I have cleaned this image up. Here is what it looked like before. This is a photograph of a portrait that was taken in 1920. This portrait is clearly depicting Anne Boleyn, but when was it created? And this is my hill. I believe that this portrait here is the lost Lumley portrait, which we know to have been in existence until 1790. The Lumley portrait did meet fire and had to be cut down to a bust-up portrait, as we see depicted here. It was originally a full-length portrait of Anne Boleyn, and then it went to a private collection, and so we don't know the whereabouts of the Lumley since 1790. Let me also share with you the Jus Van Cleve portrait of Henry VIII that was painted in Calais while Anne was present. This was also during a time where Anne was not yet married to Henry, but they were in a long-term courtship, so to speak. Placing the known Jus Van Cleve portrait next to this purported Van Cleve, or maybe the lost Lumley, they make sense to me. Look at the direction of their eyes. They are looking at something, and I believe these two portraits may have hung together at some point. And side note, the only reason we know about the existence of a Lumley is based on the records of Anne of Cleves. She was bestowed Hever Castle by Henry. Hever Castle was the Boleyn family seat, and it was Anne Boleyn's childhood home. And when Anne of Cleves passed away, she willed some of the contents of the estate, including the Lumley portrait. It must have been terrifying at the time to even have this portrait, for Anne of Cleves to have had a portrait at all, because Henry did order all portraits to be destroyed, but upon her passing, she did will the portrait. It was in existence. Here we see the purported Jus Van Cleve, in my opinion, and the reported Hans Holbein sketch of Anne. The resemblance is uncanny to me. Here again, we see another reportedly Anne Holbein next to what I believe is the lost Lumley. Here we have the Hever Rose portrait that was done posthumously based on a copy, and the My Lumley. The Hopkins miniature, which was reportedly done on a lost contemporary. This was also a posthumous painting. The National Portrait Gallery portrait that was also done posthumously based on a lost copy. And the Lyndhurst. I believe, because this portrait is lost. Remember, all we have is a photograph of this portrait that was taken in 1920 and then it vanishes. But we do have that. That is in existence. I believe that someone tried to restore that, and that is this portrait, but overpainted. I have also taken an opportunity to count each pearl everywhere, and there is the exact same number. I would love your thoughts. I would love a discussion on this. I have posted this on other social media platforms and have gotten quite a bit of amazing response, and I just wanted to bring it here to you. Can't wait.